And now we're welcoming Christine Shields from the National Center for Atmospheric Research. Christine, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Now, today's theme is climate change in the Anthropocene. Can you tell us about your work and specifically the Community Earth System model?
I am a project scientist at NCAR, which is the National Center for Atmospheric Research, and I actually work in the Climate and Global Dynamics Lab. And in this lab, we actually do a lot of climate change research. In my group in particular, we look at climate change and climate variability. And so a lot of what I do is I use models, Earth system models like the CESM, which is the Community Earth System model, as well as other global climate models such as the E3SM, which is the Energy Exascale Earth System model, and that's the DOE model. And I use these global climate system models to look at Earth's climate and its variability.
And why is it important to focus on the hydrological cycle in the past? How does that help us model the future?
One of the things that I do in my group is I look at the hydrological cycle, and I specifically look at things like atmospheric rivers, extratropical cyclones, and in my past work, I've actually looked at atmospheric rivers in deep time paleoclimate. And what this is, deep time is a time in Earth's history where the land masses were in different locations. And so I've in particular look at warm deep climates, and I've looked at atmospheric rivers in these warm deep climates. And one of the things about looking at these type of phenomena in a deep warm climate is we can study things like climate dynamics, how the different components of the earth interact with one another, and we can use that information to try to understand how these things and these climate dynamic relationships may change in the future.
You also work with new climate scientists to educate on the art of climate modeling. Do you have any tips or suggestions for, say, an undergraduate student that wants to get into the field?
So in addition to looking at things like math and physics, I would also study computer programming, and because it's actually, as a climate scientist and one that looks and uses climate models, understanding how to code in different programming languages is actually very valuable and important. The other thing I would recommend is actually to look up from the screen every once in a while. Connecting the real world to the simulated world is actually very important in order for us to develop models that are realistic. So I would definitely encourage people to pay attention to observations as well.
And what are you most excited for at AGU this year?
I am looking forward to listening to sessions that have to do with the global climate change. Right now I'm doing a lot of research actually on Antarctic atmospheric rivers, and so I'm actually looking forward to those the cryosphere and the atmosphere cryosphere interaction sessions as well.
Thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you very much for having me.